What's going on, football fans? Welcome to Friday Night Happy Hour. It's your boy Lolo, and I am not here in Brooklyn. I am actually here in in Connecticut. So I'm upstate because I'm here. It's my 10th wedding anniversary. So the way you get to 10 years is you marry somebody who's freaking awesome. And she supports me in everything I do. So she's giving me a little bit of time to do some happy hour and talk with y'all about football. So, excuse me, we just got done talking for about an hour on Leeds United's victory over Fulham. So looks like I got Mark here waiting in the wings. So come on out here, Mark, and cheers to another Friday night.
I'm working on it. Oh yeah.
What are you working on?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. You need to do that, like, on screen because I was very confused as to what you were doing.
Happy anniversary, Lolo.
Thank you very much, man. Cheers. Martin Ackroyd, hello from Blackpool. What's going on, Blackpool? Curse defeated. Definitely. So, I mean, clearly we got a bunch of Leeds fans on here right now. So let's talk. That must. Can you imagine that, having that monkey on your back, Mark? Guys, how long was that curse? How long was the London curse? That was like 20 games or something, right?
Yeah, I want to say it was like, wasn't it like 5 years or something? Like they hadn't won in London for a very, very long time.
Yeah. What's going on, Mark? We are good. We love our channel as well. We're trying to make a football channel that we would watch. Zawich, glad you're back. Now bring it on, Zawich. Now we can actually.
Now it's time to talk shit, Zawich.
Now we don't have to keep it all Leeds centric. We could talk about your crappy team. 1,193 days, says Richard Wakeman. What's up, man?
3 years. Wow, man, that's crazy.
There we go, Zawich. That's what I like to hear. London is blue. Sure. Yeah. But
sure, why not?
Not this weekend. London is red this weekend. And it is so red. It is so red up in North London that the other North London team got completely kicked out of Europe by a team whose manager had just been arrested and sent to prison. Do you guys know that? It's so funny.
That was absolutely crazy to read about.
Oh, my God. We're going to win the Champions League. All right, Zawich, do that. Najee seems to think that too. Y'all are both crazy. Yeah, you know what? And then we'll be facing you guys later as the Europa League winners. Because Arsenal's going to win the Europa League. I said it here. I said it before.
You guys got a really great chance. I know I give you guys a lot of grief when there's a lot of Gunners on the show at the same time, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I do think you guys got a pretty good chance at Europa.
He says London is white tonight. Sounds much more racist than I intended. My wife says that I keep bringing her up. She's going to be mad. But I keep saying like, oh, we had a bunch of guys on from the Arizona Whites, the New York Whites, and she's like, you can't say that anymore, can you?
Say that. There's the Arizona Peacocks.
The Arizona it's better than I don't know. London is white tonight. Chelsea couldn't score against Leeds. Exactly. But Fulham
couldn't score against the Wolves either.
But Chelsea's not giving away goals. That's a big thing, though. Mm-hmm. Mark Isaac, what's up, Mark? He'll be back on again. He says best week ever. We go through. We beat Spurs in the North London derby wholeheartedly. Mark doesn't agree with me, but we beat the crap out of them.
Well, you beat the crap out of them. You just had a couple of really dodgy goals.
We'll get to that in a second, Mark. Mark Edison. There's too many Marks on the show right now.
I don't know. Awesome. It's like the off the stoop Mark, the other white Mark. Got to find a name for this guy, you know?
Yes, it was a fantastic week for us Gunners. So let's answer that question. Mark Edison asked, Lolo, as Gunner and part-time Leeds fan, where do you think Leeds need improving for next season? Depth. Defense. Overall.
Defense.
The problem is you're not a plug and replace team because of the work rate that Marcelo Bielsa needs from his club. You can't go out and buy a fix to your problem, because they need to be. That's why you guys couldn't go out and buy somebody in the transfer window, because you need time to adapt your players, because what Marcelo Bielsa needs from and demands from his players is why he would rather throw Stuart Dallas as a left back, a right back, because he works hard. And yes, Bob, you bought Rafinha, but you bought him in the summer towards the end. I know, and it did take him a little bit of time, but his work rate is incredible anyway, and that's why Bielsa was okay with him buying it. Now, in general, where you guys need help is clearly in the back. You need a solid defense back there. I think Luke Ayling would like to play way more offense. He's got a little Trent Alexander-Arnold problem to him, where
he does.
He would much rather be pulling his hair down and playing the air guitar after scoring a goal than actually defending a corner. So you need some bigger guys, I would say. I'd say your center backs could stand to be a bit bigger. So yeah, that's where I would say, because you seem to be fairly solid up front, and have your midfield. You have a little bit of depth there, especially if Tyler Roberts can continue on the trajectory that he's on, because he's a backup. If you're comfortable and you're winning matches with Tyler Roberts in there with Rodrigo on the bench, then you're not in a terrible spot, not in a terrible place with who you have right there. So, whoa, okay,
yeah,
Zalwich, that's
I'm not liking that at all.
That's a bit much.
So we got to.
So anyway, that's where I think you guys need help. You need help in the center back position, and just overall, you need more depth. You need more. You need to buy a bunch of people this summer and get them up to speed, so that they will be ready to be plug and replace in the season ahead. What do you think, Mark?
I'm sorry, I was a little distracted by some of the comments here, and I'm not really digging it. So Zalwich, love having you in the comments, love having you on the show, but just I don't want that. This is supposed to be fun for me. I come here every weekend to do this, have fun, talk Premier League, meet some great people online. Don't fuck it up for us, okay?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. That's just
okay. No.
Caught me off guard, and that's where my head is right now.
Okay. So moving on from that, let's talk smack about some other clubs. Or he says, left back, defensive midfielder, center, everybody. You need everybody.
Yeah, I would like to see them improve defensively. I'd like to see them get bigger defensively, because these set piece goals that they're giving up constantly and never improving throughout the season. And this has been a problem for them since match 1, all throughout the season, and they haven't been able to improve. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're just not very tall. You can see it, from speaking from my team, when we lose a Willy Bolly, when we lose Dendonker, we get really small and we give up those set pieces. So I think Leeds does need to get a little bigger back there.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Richard says they're already overloaded with center backs. We need a left back and another midfielder and striker. You're overloaded with center backs? Not healthy ones.
Yeah, you got to be healthy back
play. Zalwich was put in timeout for 5 minutes.
Did he get a yellow? I didn't see the yellow card come up.
I don't know. But yeah. But yes, guys, take that as an example. This is a happy hour. This is a bar atmosphere where we do like talking smack to each other. We like talking smack to each other, but we got to see each other every week. You got to remember that. And so smack talk is one thing. All this other crap is uncalled for, and we don't need it. We're here to have a good time. Thanks. So let me ask you guys in the comments section, instead of talking about just Leeds United, the one team that you love, who would you say lost the week? If we were to say winners and losers for this week in general. So it could be across Europe, it could be across Champions League, Europa League, the Premier League, it could be Premier League last weekend. Who are the winners and losers of this week? And I will start right away.
I know where you're going with this.
I will start right away with clearly the losers of the week are clearly Tottenham.
I think specifically, as they like to say in the telecast, Jose is the big loser.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't agree.
You can't get your team up for that. You have to get your team up and pumped, and none of this like, well, my team, the team just wasn't, their hearts weren't in it, and obviously the other team wanted it better. They've got a 2-goal advantage, and they lose in extra time. Spurs they didn't give a shit, and it starts with your manager. Just like you would say, if that happened with Arsenal, you would be like, it is Arteta's responsibility to get that team up. And he didn't do it.
But listen to my reasoning here. I wouldn't say Jose lost the week because I don't think he truly cares. I think he's going to move on to another club that's going to pay him a ton of money. And as our Spurs fan told me, there's no termination clause in his contract. So if they terminate him, they have to still pay him for the next couple of years.
Isn't that most case with managers is that they, I mean, like Chelsea is paying like for 5 managers right now.
Yeah, exactly. But they're still paying off Pochettino.
Right.
So that's
despite
the thing.
The fact that he's at PSG.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing about Jose. I just don't think he cares that much. He lost the dressing room. He lost the week. Yes, I agree with you, Bob, there. But I don't think it's Jose that lost the week. I think it's Spurs fans that lost the week. Because, listen, they were on a high. You even said going into the North London derby how Spurs were going to destroy Arsenal. And I thought that was the better bet. That was the better bet. Because they were coming in that way. And then it just looked like the whole team turned into Gareth Bale. Where,
I
don't know.
I mean, what exactly happened? I mean, like I said, we were talking about, they were on the upswing. And then they played you guys. And, one of my comments in that post-match was, I've been following Spurs in the box score, and they've been looking super impressive. And I want to watch them play, and I want to see what this is all about because they're ripping it up. And it was one big, wet, smelly fart.
Yeah.
And now they've really shit the bed on this one, And I was reading today that the only way that Martino saves his job is by getting into the top 4. That's not happening. That is not going to happen at all.
Yeah, so a lot of Spurs fans that I know are a little bit, they're like afraid now that the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, that they're gonna somehow beat Man City in the final and win that cup, and it's gonna save the season. And it's going to save Mourinho's job and keep him there for another year. So some Spurs fans that I know are like, dude, just let it die.
Which cup is this again? In
the Carabao.
In May? The Carabao Cup.
It's in April. It's
and
coming
winner
up
gets into Europe?
No.
Winner's got to get something. Do they get into Europe?
Not much. I think the FA Cup. The FA Cup, you get into the Europa League, but
Mr. Tom, other than a bright, shiny piece of
let's move on. Let's move on from Spurs for a minute. because here's some other answers. Richard says Fulham. Somebody else said Fulham. Yeah, Richard Howes said Fulham because they had to win tonight. And then somebody else said Roof, the Karate Kid Roof. Jesus, that's the photos we were sending around earlier, Mark, with the keeper who got kicked in the head by Roof.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just joking about the bullshit call because last week I was all about the bullshit call. But yeah, that looked brutal. And that's the team that you got that Arsenal plays next.
Yeah.
And they'll be he won't be able to play, but the team won't be a man down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So yeah, can you anyway, yeah. So who else do you guys think lost this week? Is everybody just 100% on Spurs? Now I think there's an argument here for Fulham because Fulham had to be looking at this like they had a shot to beat Leeds. They had a shot to win this. And that would have kept them on this decent streak that they're on. Do you guys think Fulham are done after this loss? Is there any hope to catch Brighton or Newcastle?
Definitely.
What do you guys think? What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, right now, I mean, Newcastle is pretty damaged as far as a team and how hurt they are. I just see them continuously dropping points. And as our resident Liverpool fan Chris pointed out, Fulham and Newcastle play in the last match of the season, and that's circled on my calendar to watch. It's probably going to be the most exciting game at the end of the week because I think everything is going to be set by then. You know? So, but I they're just missing so many players. Newcastle is, and none of them are going to get healthy in time because they're all out for the rest of the season. And I think it's going to be a real struggle. I think Fulham, they didn't show it today because they were more on the attacking side, but I think that if they continue to play the defense that they do, they just need to score a couple of goals because I think like ties and goal differential is not going to do it for them.
Yeah. So a bunch of comments I'm reading on here. Yes, we're not talking about this week. Well, I guess we're including Fulham in today.
I mean, how far back in the week are we going?
To last Friday. We're going one full week.
I mean,
but listen, they're right. Brighton, Newcastle tomorrow. And then the last game of the season is Fulham Newcastle, I think, is the last game of the season.
Yeah, so, I think so.
I mean, these are deciders right here for Newcastle, and they just don't have anybody left.
Nope.
I mean, I think they got Joe Willock, who just came over from Arsenal. Like, that's their best chance.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of speechless now. Now, how far back in the week are we going? Only to last Friday?
1 week, 7 calendar days.
I mean, is the fans of Sheffield United are they losers because Chris Wilder's stepping down?
Yeah, maybe, or because they had to buy those terrible kits.
Oh my God,
that's your joke, but I'm taking that. I like this. Who said it? Bremer's Ghost. Fat Frank to Spurs.
Maybe no.
Yeah, no. Right. Go for it. As an Arsenal fan, go for it.
Lolo, I got to ask you, are you off camera right now? Because I'm getting a little lonely up here just looking at my fat face.
Am I off camera?
Yeah, because I'm only seeing myself on. I'm also showing that it says that the stream has ended. That's really strange. Let's try this again. Hey, there I am.
No, you were looking at the wrong. You were on the Leeds United one.
Open, and I had them.
I was like, you were like in some crazy world there.
Whoa.
Yeah, Bremer's Ghost. I can see you both. I can hear you. I can. Okay, fellas. So, guys, there's a bunch of us watching here. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to us. I know it's easy to forget. And now now we're done talking. Only you wonder why there was a comment about Leeds United and why there's the only two people on here not talking about Leeds are the people on screen. Well, yes, because we knew it would get taken over in just a minute once this dude was back from his walk with his dogs. So bring him on the screen, Mr. Director. What's going on, James? Happy pre-birthday.
Yes, my birthday eve.
Happy birthday, Eve.
What a great gift today from my beloved club.
Definitely.
Indeed.
And the London
Yes,
curse.
come on, come see this? Come see. So I have the dogs right now because my brother went to get more beer.
Oh, well
nice.
done.
We've only gone through a case and a half.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
So,
wow.
Need another case.
So listen, when you say a case of beer, you're talking a 12-pack?
No.
An 18-pack? A 24-pack?
I'm talking 6 4-packs.
Yeah, 24-pack is a case.
24. Yeah.
So I'm interested for all of our people across the world. So in the comments, put in the comments where you're watching from, and tell me what a 24-pack of beer is called. Because across the country here, it can be called a case of beer. It can be called a suitcase of beer.
It can be called a felony in the making.
Oh yeah, it can lead.
Staying home, my friend.
It can definitely lead to it. So a case and a half. So
God knows I've been there.
I'm firmly ensconced in my home. Thank God for the pandemic.
So James says him and his brother went through a case and a half. So that would be 36 beers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm hoping it's like Natty Light.
I actually like James, rather Richard Whitney's in Ireland. It's a slab.
A slab of beer.
I like that I'm going to go run out and grab a slab of beer.
I love it. I love it.
Mark Edison says it's a greedy. I like that.
It's greedy.
When I first moved to England, beer was sold in the 4-packs, so you never asked for a 6-pack of beer. 6-pack of beer is something entirely different from a 4-pack. So,
a 6-pack is for 6-pack is for 4-packs, which is a case.
Yeah.
Do the math. It works. British Columbia, Canada, a 2-4-0 sexy. Oh, a 2-4. I get it. I was like, can I get a 2-4-0 sexy, please? That's not what it's called. A crate of beer in Leeds. A crate.
A crate, yeah.
A crate of beers.
Crate.
So our buddy in Ireland, my brother-in-law is from Dublin, and one of my favorite terms that he says, and he uses this word as a noun, a verb, an adjective, everything. The word.
Hey, come on.
The word gargle.
Gosh. No.
So Lawler is an Arsenal fan, of course. You guys have seen him on the show, and I love when he says, "Oh man, I was on the gargle last night," or "I was out getting gargled." You want to have a gargle, and I'm like, you've used this word in so many different ways, and I just it's really just it lets you know what you're doing. You're not going out for a drink.
Right.
You're going out on the gargle.
Right.
Oh man, I'm off the gargle.
My good friend Ian, who's from Cork, and he would call it a session. Yeah, we had a real long session last night.
Yeah, we were on a session. On the sauce, that's another one.
Session,
drink.
Yeah, session is just like a drinking bout. So I mean, it's basically
a bit of a session.
Yeah, I mean, however, I mean, like to me, like the consummate session beer is Guinness, because Guinness is low in alcohol. You can drink like 20 of them, and it's it's fine by the end of the day. I mean, high alcohol beers.
Yeah.
It's a different story. I mean, if you're drinking lagers or whatever.
On the lash. I love that one too.
We've heard James use that before.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's a good Yorkshire expression. Yeah.
Oh man, I was on the lash last night. Had a good old gargle. Had to crawl my way to the scratcher. That's like, I crawled my way out of the jacks into the scratcher last night. And my lass kicked me out of the gaff. It's just like, what? I don't know any of those words that you're saying. Anyway, back
and then
to
you
football.
were nicked by, and you were nicked by Old Bill.
And you were nicked by Old Bill, or the guards.
And James, when you were saying that you had to quickly take the dogs for a walk. That was my grandfather's way of saying, I'm going out for a few beers. I'm taking the dogs for a walk.
Yeah. Or another when you have to.
No, I mean, so I've got two like big dogs, as you can see, and they're both like working dogs, and so they need numerous walks a day. So my brother and I have come to like this sort of arrangement where we each take turns walking them for long periods of time. There's a park near here, Wisner. I don't know if Lolo remembers that place, but so Wisner. So we take them over there. They get a good run in. But I can't. I mean, both of them are, very protective dogs. So I can't like have them around other dogs because you never know. I mean, you never know how to respond.
Yeah.
But they get their walks in. I mean, they're both in good shape and
cool. And what are their names? They're not named Rafinha. Somebody asked if that was Rafinha.
That's the next group of dogs. This is Gustav, and the boy is named Gustav, and the girl is named Nola Marie.
Ah, nice.
We named Nola Marie when we lived in Brooklyn because we're like, let's get a dog. We'll name her Nola after our hometown. And it turns out that we had 3 other people from New Orleans in our neighborhood in Greenpoint, all had dogs named Nola.
I was going to say Nola is a very popular name for dogs.
Yes.
What's up, Saul? Saul, he's in Australia. My Australian buddy, not Saul, my other Australian buddy, used to always say, I'm going to see a man about a horse.
Yeah, but that's going to the pisser.
Yeah, that's going to the piss. It's going to the bog, mate.
Just
that's going to the bog.
But why? Why? Okay, so let's get back to football. James, we were talking about who won the week. So the entire week could be a manager, could be a club, could be an owner, could be, and I think the overall consensus was Spurs lost the week. So I know you don't really shaking hands with the unemployed. Jesus.
I always thought that was shaking hands with the bishop.
That's backing off. That's completely. That's not. Yeah.
So James, who would you say won the week or lost the week? You can choose. Who won the week? Who lost the week?
Oh, I'd go with the Spuds. They were fucking diabolical. That was embarrassing. An embarrassing day for English football. A great day for Croatian football, that's for sure. But a really embarrassing day for English football. That was reprehensible. I mean, I think Mourinho should have been fired right after the match. I'd have fired his ass.
Especially after the half-assed performance that they put in against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Where they looked better with 10 men, which is fucking weird. Saul says Ollie Watkins won the fucking lottery. Patrick Bamford, winner of the week. Agreed. Okay, so let's see. I would like to. It is Friday night. It is happy hour. We are at the pub. You guys mind playing a little pub trivia? We'll see how these guys do. These guys in the comments do. They're very chatty today. They're always chatty after a Leeds win.
Yes.
So let's see what Mr. Director. Everybody, give it up for John. He's our director.
We love you, John.
He's actually a Leeds United fan.
Yes, newly minted.
Newly minted. The famous hoodie that I wore in an episode, that was his. So, all right, John, what do you have for us? Starting off easy. Give that one to Mark.
What year did the Premier League begin?
Begin what?
Begin what? Oh, was it 92? I don't know. Was it
92, Mark?
Shit.
There you go.
That's right.
Give him a beer.
Holy shit.
Woo.
And who was the last team to win the old First Division? Before the Premier League started.
So if that would have been in
Who were the
91, was in its
First Division.
Was that?
Just say Leeds United, Mark. Just say Leeds United.
Well, I was building up the tension.
We are the true champions, man.
Leeds United was the last true champion.
You know, if James asks you a question, the answer is probably.
Have you ever read like an inside story about how the Premiership even began? I mean, it's really kind of sordid. I mean, Newcastle, you know, is one of the teams that pushed for it, and I mean. And if you look through the 90s, I mean, if you look at the two teams that spent, like, I mean, a lot of money to try to win the Premiership early on. I mean, it was Blackburn, and they eventually won it, and Newcastle. I mean, Newcastle spent a lot of money in the Kevin Keegan years, you know, try to win the Premiership. And, I mean, it just is, yeah, I mean, they all went public. All these teams went public. I mean, the Scum and Newcastle and the Bin Dippers, and oh my God, man! I mean, one could say, I mean, you know, all of us who like went through football back in the 80s and the 70s and all, you know, we romanticize it, but it's true. I mean, it was kind of a pure game than it is now. You know, it's just there's something about it now that it's been commercialized and. I mean, I think the quality of play is better, but at the same time, it's just not what it was back then. I mean, it's a different game.
Yeah, but nothing is, man. Nothing is. Speaking of it, somebody just mentioned the roof kick.
Oh my God, that was brutal. Yeah, he learned that from Berardi.
Exactly. Somebody said that already on the comments. They just spent too much time with Berardi. Okay, Mark, a question for you. Ask Mark where Wolves finished the season Arsenal got into the top division.
I don't even understand that question.
When Arsenal got into the top division, where did Wolves finish?
Wolves finished the season Arsenal got in the top division.
Arsenal's always been in the top.
Yeah, Arsenal is one of the only teams that's never been dropped. That's never been relegated. So I don't really understand.
Now there's a whole sordid tale about that as well, where Tottenham, that's part of the hatred of Tottenham. Arsenal I'm speaking out of half knowledge, like most of the show, but Tottenham was supposed to go up. Tottenham was supposed to join. Like, this is 100 years ago talking. I don't even remember. I'll look it up. Mr. Tom might know. But something like Tottenham was supposed to go in, and then the people at the Arsenal people bribed their way. Yeah, basically bribed their way into the league, and Tottenham went down instead of them. Bremer's Ghost changed it to
Everton.
Not Arsenal. I don't know. Perhaps. So, John, why don't you give us another question? Yeah, we were elected, not promoted. But they thought it would be better for football if Arsenal was in instead of them. So which of the following teams has never been relegated from the Premier League? Aston Villa, Everton, Southampton, Crystal Palace. I think Bremer's Ghost already answered that for us.
Yeah, exactly. So
we're going with Everton?
Everton.
Yeah. All right.
So now, when I lived in Leeds, Everton and Liverpool were the two dominant clubs in the first division. I mean, that was, you know, I mean, Everton had a great club, and so there was, you know, the Merseyside derby was always like gigantic, you know, and of course, and then, you know, Liverpool fans went over to Europe and killed, you know, 35 Italians, and that was that.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Moving on from that.
Well, the Heysel Stadium disaster.
Yeah. What were the odds on Leicester City winning the Premier League before the 2015-16 season? 5,000 to 1, 6,000 to 1, 10,000 to 1, 20,000 to 1? I believe it was C.
Yeah, I would go 10,000. I would go 10,000 to 1. 20,000 to 1 is just ridiculous. That's a ridiculous number.
Richard says 5,000. Bremer's Ghost says 500. That wasn't even an option.
I think his finger slipped on the final zero.
Bremer's Ghost is on the piss. He's on the piss. Billy would be
10,000, 5,000.
King Billy would be very proud of you, mate.
5,000.
5,000 to 1.
All right.
5,000.
Hey,
Shit.
Mr. Tom got
That
it wrong.
low?
I'm just proud that Mr. Tom and I had the same answer. So that means I'm moving up. I'm going somewhere.
Yeah. Mr. Tom is quality, man.
600.
He is quality.
6,000. Okay, who has made the most Premier League appearances? Oh, I guess we're talking players.
Who?
Players?
Yeah.
Most Premier League
I
appearances?
feel like I know this one.
Is that Alan Shearer? Is that his name?
Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Is
That's
Mark
what I'm
going to get
guessing.
this one right? Gareth
Gareth Barry would
Gareth
be one.
Barry.
That would be another guess. See, I'm learning, guys.
Giggs.
I've been learning. It is
Gareth
Barry.
Barry. Gareth Barry.
Was it Gareth Barry?
Yeah, that's what
wow.
he's saying. That's what he's saying. Right, boys, I'm off to work. All right, Bob, have a good day over at the arcade. Thanks for joining us, man, and good win today.
I want to go to an arcade.
Yeah, we got to go to California.
No, we just go to the one up on over on Lexington, but that's not even open.
I was telling him what he needs to do is set up his arcade so you have the video game, but you could have picture-in-picture and have the match playing.
Oh, that'd be genius.
Or have our streams playing. That would be even better.
Gosh.
All right.
He's like my noisy, disruptive child. So, gosh. So you're going to hear me say that a lot.
Who were the first Premier League champions?
Scum.
Yep.
Yeah.
Manchester United. Manchester United.
Scum.
Yeah.
Right. Look, you got most of them saying, look, James dogs can smell scummers.
They can. They don't like scummers, but they love my brother. Here's my brother. There he is.
All right. Let's go. Okay, guys, you want something a little more challenging? Let's see if we have them even ready or not. No, I don't think we have them ready. Never mind. Who was the first player to score a Premier League hat trick?
Premier League hat trick. So that would have been in that. So 92, because there's probably a hat trick in that season. Alan Shearer? I don't fucking know.
Harry Shearer.
Is that his name? It's Harry Shearer? I don't know.
Harry Shearer.
Harry Shearer. Who lives
the guy
in New
who does
Orleans.
the voices on The Simpsons.
Yep.
That's right. It's Paul Shaver.
Cantona for Leeds in a 5-0 win.
Eric Cantona. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
And then we sold it.
Yeah.
For stripper money and a fish house.
Is that
well? I mean,
he was sold
we had
for?
Lee Chapman, and I think that was like an issue. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Eric Cantona wanted to be like the guy and had a very big personality. I don't think that fit very well with at the time the Leeds. I don't know the aura about Leeds. So so we ended up selling him. Lee Chapman was also really good. And, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that was a mistake in retrospect.
For $1 million?
Yeah, $1 million. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a bargain for the Scum.
So somebody says after you say scum, you have to spit. Bremers Ghost said, when you say Scumchester United, it's proper to spit afterwards.
Yeah, I don't have a spittoon.
Exactly. I don't think my wife would appreciate me spitting in her office.
But
stranger things have been done, I'm sure.
I appreciate the sentiment. Yes.
Okay. How about do we have any anagrams? I really enjoy the anagrams.
Anagrams are fun.
Let me see, because I'm bad with specific days and all that shit.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, so anagrams are tough for me.
Okay, Argo Millennium. Okay, this is an anagram, guys. So you guys in the comments, Argo Millennium.
Argo Millennium. That's a tough one. No, that doesn't work either.
Argo
Millennium.
I think it's Nigel something.
No.
Nigel is in there. Nigel.
Oh, someone's pizza's done.
Gary.
No. Gary.
John Smith. Yes, you got it. Argo Millennium. Wow. Oh man, the timer's up and everything. Graham, Alan Cardew.
Oh, it's what's his name?
George.
The guy for the guy for Crystal Palace.
Miguel Almiron. Oh man,
there's no accent.
Miguel Almiron. Oh, I wouldn't have gotten that in a million years.
Wow.
I don't even think Miguel.
Is that the guy that came over from Atlanta United?
I'm not sure where he came from.
Was he like the MLS guy that came over from Atlanta United?
Unwed Silk.
Oh God.
Unwed Silk. That has to be. Ooh. Unwed Silk. Damn. Yeah. I see. John got angry this week with the anagrams.
That's crazy.
Dewey. Let me see. Ken Swildo. Ken Swildo. Lewis Dunk. Oh my God.
No. What? Can you be more obscure than that?
He's picking relegation teams here.
That's not even a real team, man. Brighton are the Tin Pot Club. Tin Pot.
Oh my God.
You guys were breaking my balls last week about having doubles from the week before, so fuck you all.
Oh man.
I love how John has to come on now and defend himself.
Yeah.
Justify all of this.
And then he's back out.
And he's like, yeah, screw you guys, I'm out.
Massive buoys.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Massive buoys. My brain hurts as well with these massive buoys in my face.
How are the trivia questions better?
Yeah,
what is this?
These are rough. Let's see.
I have no idea. I'm going to get
I'm not sure.
Yves Bissouma.
I would have never
God.
gotten that.
Okay, moving on. John got angry. John got angry with those. All right, fellas. So, Mark, let's talk about Wolverhampton. What's going on with your team right now? I haven't.
Well, they're on the break, as everybody is. Their break came a little early, and I think it is much needed. I think we get healthier. As all
massive buoys should have been.
But I'm going to stick with my prediction with Raul Jimenez coming back against West Ham on I think it's April 3rd. He's with the Mexican national team right now.
Yeah, because
I think he's going to get some contact training with them, and I think he plays. I don't think he plays. I think he's on the. I think he's in the lineup. I'm not necessarily sure he plays, but I think he's in the lineup. We'll get Daniel Podence back, which will be nice. I did like the way that Willian Jose played against Liverpool, but I think given where they are, and with the fact that I think that Jimenez is going to get back into at least on the bench, that his time as a starter is done. I think Fabio Silva plays the rest of the season out.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't see us going anywhere. I don't see us moving up the table.
Here you go. Hold on. While you're talking about that, James, there's one for you. Mobile car sales. Go ahead, Mark. It'll take James a while.
I don't.
Marcelo Bielsa.
Oh, he got that one. Mobile
I don't see us getting relegated. I don't see us moving up none. So let's just see what we got. Let's just see what we have, and let's play.
Question from Ireland to you. Are you happy with where they are?
No.
Where do you want them to be?
I would like to see them. I would like to see them compete a little bit better. I don't want to see them losing to Burnley. I don't want to see them being up. What was it, 3-1 against Brighton, and they end up drawing? I don't want to see that. I mean, as far as if there was a on the Stoop table, the Wolves would be doing very, very well.
Why?
We took a double against Leeds. We took the double against Arsenal. Spawny Mark. You can just put that on my little window.
Yeah, you were lucky.
I will be Spawny Mark. We took a double to Leeds. We took the double to Arsenal. We took 4 points off of Chelsea. As far as this show is concerned, I have bragging rights. Now, I'm sure that Anisha, if she was to come on the show, she might say, or if Jazz, who is our sometimes resident a Scum fan, maybe he might have something to say. But as far as
they have $500 million sitting on their benches.
The Wolves, I have bragging rights on this show.
Yeah, I mean, but
bragging rights on the show.
The Scum and City have $500 million or $500 million sitting on their bench. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, the disparity between the clubs. I mean, as far as like spending power that we have as far as resources are concerned. I mean, come on. I don't even include them anymore in the discussion. I mean, they're
right.
The Scum are $500 million in debt. I mean, and General Motors has bailed them out the last couple of seasons. I'm waiting for somebody to say, fuck you. We're not going to bail you out anymore. You're on your own. And they're losing money hand over fist.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Tom, I get sad too when I see Traore flop like that. And I think Traore is a flopper. I'm very disappointed that he's such a flopper. And as long as he's a flopper, he's not getting the calls that he flops for. He's bigger, he's stronger than that, and he should just be knocking these people over with those massive shoulders of his. It would never be called a foul.
You're big enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn
it, people like you. I don't necessarily know that Traore is going to be back next year, but who knows? Yeah. I hope so. What I do think is that the Wolves are, what I would say is this. The Wolves are not they didn't position themselves for this year, regardless of the Jimenez and the Potence and all the injuries that we've had. We're not positioning ourselves for next year, but we are positioning ourselves, I think, for yes, that looks delicious, Lolo. But what I do think is that we are positioning ourselves for a few years down the road. It is an absolute must in my mind, and if we don't do it, I will be extremely angry. But we have to sign Pedro Neto. People are like, "Oh, you got to keep Neves," and I'm like, "I want to keep Neto. Neto is a player.
Great.
Neto is a player, and it would be very, very sad to lose him. I was sad to lose Jota, but Jota didn't want to play for us, so I'm not that sad. In fact, he made it pretty well known that he did not want to wear a Wolves jersey. It's a very well-known thing amongst the Wolves fanhood that Jota didn't want to be there, so we sold.
I don't blame him.
You know, but I certainly hope that Neto wants to play with us and wants to stay with us.
Check that out, Mark.
Sam the Goat on the news. That's fantastic.
I don't know if you guys saw, but we were on the news in Brooklyn. They did a news story about us, and it's going out towards the world. Just to guys, there's somebody at the door of the pub. The bouncer is giving him crap.
Oh, it must be the other white Mark.
Let's bring him in. It's the other white Mark, and
that fucking bouncer, man.
Yes. The cool Mark. I call him the cool Mark.
Oh, wow. You know what? I'll be Spawny Mark over the cool Mark. Hey,
he went through the wars in the 80s.
And then we got Chris from Dirty Jersey.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, my God.
It's the ball
back together.
This place is going to hell in a handbasket, mate. Hell in a handbasket.
All right. So while Nick is preparing his dinner, and this will go out to the other Mark and to Chris. We were talking about teams, players, managers, whoever who may have won or lost the week.
I think the big losers were the Sheffield United fans.
You see, that's what I said. I said Sheffield United losing Chris Wilder is a big loss for that because that would have never happened.
He took them from League One to the Premiership.
Yep. Was it League One or was it League Two?
And overachieved in his first season.
I thought it was League Two that he brought him up.
League One.
Okay.
And he overachieved in his first season. Set the expectations way too high. And he was Mr. Sheffield.
If any club deserved fecking bottom, it's the fucking Blunts.
Sheffield now, for sure.
Oh, the fucking Blunts deserve fucking fecking bottom. So they can have him, you know? We went through our time with fucking hecking bottom. He was fucking horrible. So the worst manager in Leeds history. He throws people under the bus. He doesn't care. I mean, my God, man. I mean, that guy got another shot at managing is absurd to me.
Yeah, we got a question here from Ken the Lobo. When are you guys coming to England? When lockdown ends, you should come over. We're definitely planning it. It's looking like next
as soon as we get enough super chats and Patreon guys to help finance us all, however many of us, 5, 6 of us to come over.
I'm coming over in August.
Yeah. I mean, but
that's your answer right there. You know
exactly.
We in Brooklyn because of COVID, we're not working. We're not pulling in an income right now. So this is the way that we do it.
Yeah.
You know.
So Mark. So
yes,
there's all that talk about Traore coming to Leeds. The thing is, man, is he would break us because our budget doesn't like. Baby oil. We don't have enough money for baby oil.
So
like rubbing him down with the baby oil would cost us serious fucking money.
You just go to the fish and chip place down the way and use that grease on him.
No,
you know. Yes. But you know, if he did come to Leeds, you know, and it would cost you a pretty penny.
A lot.
But who does he replace?
Way too much.
Who does he replace? Because he's not going to come on. He's not coming to Leeds for that kind of money to come off the bench.
He's not replacing
who does he come in for?
Harrison. Here we go with that to that wing.
He replaces Rafinha once Rafinha goes to Liverpool.
Yeah, well, Rafinha. No. Rafinha's not going to Liverpool.
There's a lot of talk.
Rafinha Traore
I would not want Rafinha to leave Leeds, but the amount of money.
It's a dead letter. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
The amount of money that they could offer for Rafinha could buy you a lot of defense.
As long as Bielsa is at Leeds, Rafinha is there.
I don't know. I
think he is.
I think there's a lot of talk about Rafinha leaving. And I think he may be looking towards a bigger club. And no disrespect,
Mark, I used to like you. Now you're like Najee, man. You're like Najee. Why? Now you're like just stabbing me in the back, mate.
Hey, dude, look.
You just said to a bigger club. in the face of a Leeds fan.
Theoretically, a bigger club.
We're a massive club, man. We're not going to start selling fucking our players again. This is not a way for us.
No, but the way that it's looking, the way that they're looking to poach the players is kind of looking like a Southampton situation.
Which Mark are we talking about here? Because we got 2 Marks, Luke.
Oh my God,
Mark,
and Kieran's actually using the C. Luke Burrows is saying "fuck you, Mark." I don't know who you're directing that to.
Just called Leeds
and only because I'm just wondering, like, if James is talking about taking Traore from us. I just want to know where he's going to go. You know,
he's not going to.
I don't think Traore is going to go.
He doesn't have to stay in England.
Traore lost all of his potential this season. He's done nothing, and he went down in price. He should have left last season.
Yeah.
Now he's done nothing.
I actually agree with that. Traore's
he's young. He's 24 years old. He's playing without his buddy Jimenez. Yeah, I'm not crying. He's been shit this season. It's true, but I don't think that takes anything away from his potential. You know, I think he's. I don't know.
I mean,
is he worth every bit as much as Jota? Jota was what?
Jota was an all-around player.
Jota brought a lot more to that game than
Traore is a gimmick.
Like I said, he didn't want to play for Wolves. That sucks. We got some money for him. It paid for some of this in the future. You know, got a Semedo. I like Semedo. A lot of people give Semedo shit, but I thought he played great against Liverpool.
He actually did have a good game.
You know, Chris, what about you? Who's the winner and loser of the week?
Tottenham.
Liverpool. We have 2 weeks off.
Tottenham.
Easily Tottenham.
I went with Chris Wilder myself, but
no, for fans alone.
For those of you following along at home, I'm starting the bacon wrapped asparagus now. I'm on a diet.
The winner of the week was Croatian football.
Yes.
Until they drew the mighty Arsenal.
No.
So
they didn't even.
No. Dinamo Zagreb plays Villarreal.
Different fucking Czech team.
They played Villarreal.
We drew Slavia Prague, not done.
Yeah. Dinamo Zagreb drew Villarreal.
Villarreal, which is going to be a good game because that's Emery's team. And they're playing well.
Granada. Well, you knew that was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, they're playing for that ultimate scum, Arsenal final.
But I'm actually interested in the Dinamo Zagreb Villarreal game because Emery's Villarreal are playing really fucking good football.
They're really playing good football.
Yeah.
He's very good at the Europa League.
Yeah, but they're actually playing good football in League 2.
Dinamo has some good players, man.
Yeah, they do.
Really good. Meyer's sort of like the next big player from Dinamo Zagreb. I think that's going to get bought by a big team.
Orsic?
Orsic. He had a hat trick against Tottenham. Really good player.
And they were all good goals.
Yeah, they were all beautiful goals.
Yeah,
but he's 28 years old. He's 28, and he played in China for a while. He played in Korea.
I'm not going to lie. I watched the Arsenal game getting kind of pissed off, and then the scoreline popped up at the end. It was like 2-0 Dinamo Zagreb, and I was like, fuck this game. I'm going straight over to this to watch this. And I fucking pissed myself off.
Dude, I was driving, and I had my GPS, and up in the corner I had the live score, and I was like, for Arsenal, we give up a goal, and I'm like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah,
I'm driving faster and faster in the rain, and then we win, and I'm like, okay, or we
lost, but we went through.
But we went through, and I was like, okay.
And then I saw the 2-0.
No, then text from Chris Brinson, who's our Spurs guy. I just see a text coming up. I'm fucking done with Jose. I'm fucking done with Spurs.
And that's pretty much how he said it.
I'm driving going, no, I can't check it. I can't.
So I was literally texting with a lot of my very old close friends are Tottenham fans. And we've shot the shit at each other for years. And like I was getting texts or something going, I can't believe it. And all I've had all season is watch the gap, mind the gap,
Gunners.
And I would, and all of a sudden it was like,
fuck
Jose, fuck Jose, and I was like, what's going on?
I think Chris is just happy that nobody's talking about Liverpool this week, right?
We got 2 weeks off. It's fucking beautiful.
2 weeks off.
No, but the thing is, too, is Zagreb may cease to exist as a club within a couple of months. I mean, they may be completely dissolved. So it may be like Rangers,
Yeah.
They may completely dissolved and have to
fucking roofs, like foot in that keeper's face.
Oh God!
We put up the photo earlier, John.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
That was nuts.
Listen,
everyone was going, oh, it wasn't intentional. I watched the replay. That motherfucker put his foot in the face.
He's not even looking at the ball.
No. It was nasty.
All right. Don't talk badly about Kamar Roof, man.
Listen, Chris Baldwin just put up a text right now, which has some truth to it. Ajax will win it.
Ajax.
I know
they're a team you can't
all, but I think they're the team.
I love Ajax, man.
You can't sleep on them.
I've seen them play. Great fucking place.
Good team. Really nice.
They're like the Southampton.
Yeah,
they're like Southampton. They create good players, and then they get bought every single year.
I'm still waiting for Tagliafico to get picked up by somebody.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
He was a great under the radar. Got him.
Yeah, I think if you love football, you have a lot of respect for Ajax.
Man. Dude, growing up watching football, it was Ajax in the 90s who were just dominant.
Oh yeah.
They were fucking
magic. That was the first Champions League I watched.
Mark, remember, like I try to tell people, explain to people that back in the day, like in the 80s, and I mean it was like Ajax, it was Grasshoppers, it was Hajduk Split, it was all these clubs that you never hear about anymore on the international, maybe for Ajax on the international stage. Dude, but it's just,
Slavia Prague back in the day were amazing.
Where all the money goes.
Yeah. No, I have no idea how the Dutch league doesn't get more money because they produce so many good players.
Oh, so many great players. So many great players. I mean, the Eredivisie, it's incredible.
But it's a good league.
Yeah. It's quality. And you go there,
everyone shits on all these leagues, and Eredivisie, the Czech league, they all have fucking banging players.
Yeah,
they don't play,
and they always have.
Though. That's a high-scoring league.
It really is, but it's competitive.
It's fun to watch.
It's competitive too, and it's physical.
Yeah.
It is. No, it's great.
Okay,
what is that? Your food's ready?
No. Bacon asparagus going in the oven.
What, you use like one strip of bacon?
I'm ordering catfish tonight.
And then I have a skirt.
We're ordering fish and chips.
I've got rice and peas.
Yeah.
And then I'm also
putting
together a 4-layer cake.
You can't eat that.
No, we're getting fish and chips tonight. Fish and chips.
It's a cake made with almond flour and coconut flour.
Does it have mincemeat and cream as well?
Not the cake.
Hey, you get feedback from? I don't have my laptop, so I have my iPad. Do you guys hear feedback when I'm talking, or
no,
a little bit? But
not so much.
Everybody's drinking, so it doesn't.
Just tell me
what it is. Your audio is really.
Oh my God. Luke Burrows. I would never microwave a steak. No, that was my oven heating up.
That's fucking sacrilege.
I saw that comment.
I don't know if you know, but I'm from Texas.
Honestly, Luke, I would beat the shit out of Lolo if he did that.
I'm from Texas originally. Are you kidding me?
I know. This is happy hour cooked with Lolo.
A little bit of both.
I know.
Like I said, I feel like I'm a judge on Iron.
I know. I agree.
What is he doing? Don't do that.
No. This is how to keep your channel alive and your marriage alive at the same time.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
But man, what a great win that was today against Fulham, man. Breaking that hex, that
considering your 2 goals disallowed in the first 30 minutes.
Oh my God! It could have been like 6-0.
Yeah, it was like they fucking dominated that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Fulham.
They meaning.
Fulham have been playing good football. I don't give a fuck. Fulham have been playing good football for the last 6 weeks.
No, they're terrible.
No, they're terrible. No,
since January, they're like one of the top 5 teams.
Brighton have been terrible.
Yeah, Liverpool was stealing raffle, man. They were stealing because they like stealing shit.
No, Mark, I'm gonna have to disagree, man. Like,
disagree, but I watched that Man City game and they were terrible.
They were terrible this game.
And they were terrible this game. Every time I watch Fulham, they're terrible.
Every time I've watched them in the last 6 weeks, they played really fucking good football, progressive football, and
I'll
good.
I'll tell you a guy I would take, that Anguissa guy, man. That dude's tight.
I'd take Joachim Anderson, their centre back, in a second.
Oh yeah, he's a monster, man.
His passing range is fucking unreal.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. I would take him in a heartbeat.
In a second.
I would take Harrison Reed.
Harrison Reed had a very good game today.
I would take Lookman. And those would be the guys I would take from that team, man. I mean, Lookman, great player.
I love the way that Harrison Reed was pissing Olioski off today.
I actually like the other centre back, Tosin, too.
He's from Man City.
Yeah, he is. He's an ex-Man City product, but I like him. I also like Anderson. I think
how many low players they have, like 10?
Yeah, they went all in. They went all in with lone players.
Jesus, like a bunch of mercenaries, man. They just went out and got a bunch of mercenaries.
I like both of their fucking centre backs, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too.
I'd take Tosin and Anderson.
Anderson, I would take in a heartbeat, man. That guy is premiership quality. He's amazing. Physical. I mean, can head the ball. I mean,
he's good under pressure. A really good passing range.
Yeah,
his diagonal balls are fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
So Saul, just to answer your question, since Lolo is a little busy right now, Saul asked where in Texas that he lived in New Braunfels an age ago. Worked at Sagun. Nick is from El Paso.
It's Seguin.
Whatever. Nick is from El Paso, just a little itty bitty part of Texas.
El Paso is one of the biggest cities in Texas. All right, relax.
It's one of the oldest cities in Texas. It's one of the oldest cities in the Western Hemisphere.
Probably the world, but American history doesn't like to think about before Europeans got here.
Yeah, El Paso's like what, 500 years old?
Dude, I worked at a pub in England that was older than the U.S.
The U.S., but you're not considering the hundreds of millions of people who lived on this continent before Europeans got here, okay? So fuck off.
No. My mother's family is Spanish and French, and the Spanish were here for a long time, man. I mean,
the Mayans were here much longer, okay?
Well, we slaughtered them, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you actually did. It wasn't even close.
Oh, there's the yellow card.
Where's my red card for that? I deserve a red card.
No, he agrees with you. He's like, that's completely right.
The shit's getting real.
But listen, no.
And my dad's family is Scottish and English, so
an interesting quick history of El Paso, Texas. So the Rocky Mountains come down. They go all the way up to Canada, and the actual mountain range goes all the way down to Argentina, the bottom. But it dips and then starts back up in Mexico. But before there was a Mexico or anything, the explorers, the people coming west, would hit the mountains, and they could either go over or they could go down to El Paso.
The pass.
And around. The whole name is El Paso del Norte, the pass of the north.
Pass through
so they come through this dip in the huge fucking mountains that are thousands of miles long. So El Paso has been a meeting place, and there's a river there. So El Paso has been a meeting place for fucking millennia.
There's also some really good fucking bars there.
So Lolo, one of my ancestors who was,
and I think my mother worked at them all.
Who was stationed in Mexico, Diego Ponce de Leon, actually explored that area.
Oh, nice. So
he also killed a lot of people, but
we have a story in my family that when I met my wife, and when my wife was coming, when my wife first met my grandma, I was like, I told my grandma, we call her Poppy, and I said, Poppy, tell my wife about how Pancho Villa kicked our family out of Mexico. And just a little insight into my family. This is it. Her reaction. Oh, I probably made that up.
I actually know your wife, and I know she'd say something like that.
Yeah, so we grew up thinking our family was kicked out of Mexico by Pancho Villa. My grandma just made it up at some point in her childhood. Or it's true. We don't know.
My family's very proud of our Spanish heritage. So,
yeah,
from Cuba, Puerto Rico, San Augustine, Florida, to Mexico.
So listen, speaking of all this and getting a little bit back to football,
to New Orleans.
What's gonna happen with Brexit and players? Like, is there gonna be any big change?
We talked about this a few weeks ago.
What?
We talked about this a few weeks ago. They're going to bring in the same rules for international players for Europe as it was for like South America, etc. They have to play for the national team. They have to, in whatever respective age levels they are. They have to be representing the national team, etc. to be able to get a work permit.
Gotcha. Okay, just asking.
That's crazy, right?
It's the same rules as they did for the rest of the rest of the world, but now they're bringing it in for European players too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow.
Which isn't a big deal because most people who come into the fucking Premier League are already playing for their respective national teams at some level.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You got a racist monarchy. You got
the championship.
You got Brexit. What the fuck? What's happening to the UK, man? What's happening?
Fuck all. Like their current, like the pound is super strong against the dollar right now. I'm going back home in like 5 months, and I'm going, oh shit, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah. What is it right now? Do you know? What is
it? It's like nearly 1.4.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
When I was over there last March, it was 1.23.
Yeah, it's nearly 1.4.
That's crazy. When I was at university for the second time, when I was at Oxford, it was 1.9.
Yeah, I remember that.
When I was at Leeds, it was 0. Almost.
I remember coming over to New York maybe 15 years ago, and it was the pound to the dollar right then was nearly 1.
Yeah,
it was like 1.95 or something. It was like mega cheap to come over.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
remember that, man. I mean, when I was at Oxford, man. I mean, it was like spending power was 0,
minimal.
Yeah. But anyway, so what's going on, man? So what's happening here? Let's talk more football.
Well, let's
okay.
Again, how great Leeds is. So we'll talk about Leeds. Because
what are you burning there, son?
Nothing.
How much we love Leeds, because we all love Leeds, even though you don't admit it. You all love Leeds.
Look,
absolutely, we love Leeds.
We all love Leeds. We all love Leeds.
You guys are a very, very entertaining team to watch, and one of the things that I remember is the last time Fulham and Leeds played. It was a 4-3 result that went Leeds' way. But one of the things that we talked about was whether or not Leeds would continue to be as exciting to watch. And I definitely think that Leeds has done that.
Oh, no,
I think that they are it's still a very, very exciting team to watch.
They've definitely been one of the most progressive, expensive teams this year. No question.
Yeah.
Like
now
they go for it.
They brought like a renewed interest, I mean, I went to the grocery store today. I was wearing my Leeds top. I mean, I had two people come up to me and say, "Oh, you're a Leeds supporter." I was like, "Yeah."
Get out,
which is actually kind of impressive considering you're in New Orleans.
And who do you support? And then they told me, "Oh, I'm a Chelsea supporter." I was like, "Fuck off, fuck off, you fucking cunt."
But it's kind of impressive. Like in New Orleans,
throw all your medals in
Leeds
the
fans are getting recognition.
I know.
So let me ask this question. I mean, y'all came up. Y'all were promoted. Why haven't the other teams seen any sort of success, and why has Leeds been so damn successful? I mean, it's not just a little bit. I mean, it's quite a bit.
They started off playing the exact same way that they did in the championship.
Fellas, hold on 1 second. While my kitchen is super
on
loud,
fire,
I'm going to be replaced by a Leeds fan. What's up, Terry?
Hey, Terry.
How's you good?
Terry.
Mr. Director, switch me and Terry so he can be next to his Leeds fan.
Terry,
There we go.
Terry,
All the bald guys down the bottom and all the hairy guys up the top,
Yeah, we're on par now. We got the hair and the no hair.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what were we talking about?
So
Mark,
the question is why that we have three teams that were promoted: West Brom, Fulham, and Leeds. They're all promoted to the Premier League, and the success rate for Leeds has been massive.
Yeah.
And the other two clubs have completely struggled, and they're probably going to get sent down. I want to know why that is. If they all come from the same league.
Can I go first?
Yeah, cool, Mark. Go.
I genuinely think a lot of it had to do with Leeds were playing fucking great football before they got promoted. They were playing expensive football. Bielsa is considered to be one of the best managers in the world. He brought out the best in that team. They continued playing the exact same way, and nobody was expecting them to play that kind of football when they got promoted. They were expecting them to play passive football, and they didn't. They just said, fuck this, let's fucking go at them. And scared people when they did it. Whereas Fulham, who actually have a decent team, played very, very passive. And you can see the difference from the beginning of the season to the way they're playing now, where they're starting to find their feet and they're playing more expensive football, and they're looking a much better team.
I think the Fulham from 2 years ago is in their head because that Fulham team played pretty.
They got fucked over.
Expansive way,
yeah,
and they got fucking crushed.
But they've got a better team now.
Yeah, well,
their team's better, and they're finding their feet, and they're starting to play that football that over the last maybe 5 or 6 weeks, where you're going, you know what, you've got a good fucking shot of getting out of relegation. Whereas Leeds came up and played the exact same fucking way that they did last season in the championship. Whereas like, fuck you, we're playing our way, we're playing expensive football, and we're going to chase you down the entire game.
Yeah, and also
people didn't know how to deal with it.
And let's face it, too. I mean, Fulham's tin pot, man. Fulham and West Brom.
Hey! Will you let Terry speak?
Terry, speaking.
No, he's just there for fucking decoration, man. He's the prettiest one here.
Don't know about that. I was going to pull out the bun tonight. And
everyone is Terry pretty.
If VAR hadn't I would have done the same thing. Right.
We're waiting for you to take the top knot out and play air guitar, only to be called offsides.
Exactly. If that goal didn't get called off, mate, I'd have done that.
One?
The first one. You're spot on there. To be fair, the other difference is we actually go to win games. West Brom and Fulham throughout this season have been too content to avoid defeat rather than actually go and win a game. You see it from the opening day of the season when we played Liverpool.
Against Liverpool.
We tried beating Liverpool. If that was Fulham or West Brom,
close.
We should have beat Liverpool, to be honest. There was a couple of bad decisions in that.
Yeah, there was. Absolutely.
But, it's just one of them. And look, there's two words, which is why we are where we are and they're not. And it's Marcelo Bielsa. That's it. It's no secret. He's the only reason, mate.
He's a world-class manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
And you've got Scott Parker, who's done a fucking good job with them in the championship, don't get me wrong. But they were playing really timid football when they came up. Really. Like the first game of the season against Arsenal, they fucking smashed them. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And you guys look at them from the beginning of the season to now, and they look a completely different side. Like they've realized we really have to play football now.
It could be too little, too late. The only thing with in their benefit is
Newcastle and Brighton can't find the back of the net.
Well, Newcastle are dreadful, and Newcastle have got some really hard games coming up.
No. Newcastle is very, very injured right now. You know, and it's coming at a very, very bad time.
You say that, Mark, but Leeds have had injuries all throughout their season, and we're a new team. We've had no centre back.
Come on, if you guys lost, you know, and we're not talking just like a nagging injury and you're out and you'll be back. You know, Almiron is not coming back this season. You know, and who's the other cat? Who's the other cat for Newcastle that was in?
Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson, and then there's someone else. That's out for the season. Stan Maximin. These guys are out for the season. You know, they're not coming back. So there's no like, oh, if we could just hold on until somebody comes back. You know, like.
Okay,
now, not that Leeds is at risk of being relegated, but when they have. You know, they have players that have been out, but there's that hope. You know, it's like, oh man, you know, when Rodrigo comes back, or when Calvin Phillips comes back.
But you can say that about Sheffield. Look at the injuries they've had this season. Their entire
just a really bad team. They lost a really great goalkeeper.
A bunch of their fucking midfielders. They lost Dean Henderson because he went back to Man U.
Right.
Like they've been plagued all season.
Yeah, I don't think it's injuries for Sheffield United. I honestly think it does come down to one person, that's Dean Henderson. By losing him,
they lost.
That was their scene. There's like fucking, you know.
Terry, mate. Terry, my bro. I'm gonna leave it to you, mate, to like handle everything. I gotta go. So no, because we have food coming and everything else. So I need to eat because I haven't eaten all day.
All right. Well, you enjoy life.
Anyway, it's my birthday celebration. So
happy
tomorrow,
birthday, brother. Happy birthday, my friend.
James, the London curse is gone, mate.
The London curse is gone, mate. I mean, fantastic. I mean, what a great. I mean, Look, man. I'll take it. You know, it wasn't pretty, but we got it. So yeah, fuck it. But anyway, man.
James, happy birthday,
talk to y'all later on.
Happy birthday. Enjoy the evening.
Leeds.
See you, James.
What are you cooking, Lolo?
I've got a skirt steak and some bacon asparagus, and I'm working on my 4-layer chocolate cake.
Oh, hello.
Right now,
he's going all out.
Connecticut for the weekend for my anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary, mate.
Making some chocolate cream cheese whipped cream.
Cream cheese whipped cream. All right.
Yeah. So what's going on, man? How was your live stream today?
Yeah, it was good, mate. We had Gary Davenport on from Talking Chuck podcast.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and we had another guy on who's a Fulham fan. So we sort of
that was disappointing for him.
Yeah, he was really good actually. He was really honest, and yeah, it was.
They were fucking dire, man.
He was quite down, I must admit. It was. I felt a bit sorry for him, but it was. It was good, mate. It was good to sort of have a chat with the guys, and because we had like Leeds and Fulham on the show, as well as a couple of neutral guys. We got all sort of all areas covered, which was good.
It's going to be pretty fucking disappointing, like being a Fulham fan, watching them play good football for like the last 5-6 weeks, and then watch them turn up and just get fucked over.
Dude, that's got to be so infuriating. Like, it's almost easier if your team is just crap.
Yeah, if it was just shit, it'd be cool. But they've been playing good football, and they've been getting decent results, and they probably should have had better results than they've been getting. And
so many draws, mate. So many draws.
Yeah, but that's like Brighton. It's like just watching them and Brighton, where they've been playing good football but haven't been finding the back of the net.
Like realistically, Newcastle were probably the worst team in the division.
Yeah,
like because even Sheffield United, the most part of the season, obviously Wilder's gone now, so it's a different ball game. But most of this season, they've only been losing by the odd goal.
One goal, yeah.
They've been really unlucky. They've not been able to score that first goal. Yeah. And then they concede it and it's game over. But
that's like Brighton, where they've been getting the first goal, but then couldn't find another one.
Hang on.
And then conceding.
Yeah.
And they have like 20 shots a game.
Yeah. It's not like they're playing shy football. It's just they just can't find that fucking net.
Yeah, man, it's got to be infuriating. At least for the Arsenal, we're playing terrible when we're losing. We're playing better.
Kind of.
What did you think of Tottenham yesterday, Lolo?
I don't agree with that.
Please,
I don't agree with that.
It was one of the best weeks I've had because Wales won in the rugby, so like we're like 4 from 4 in the Six Nations. Then fucking they beat Tottenham in the North London derby. Then they went through in Europe, and then Tottenham fucking threw that 2-0 lead. It was one of the
unbelievable, mate.
Do you remember? You remember last week with Brinson on the show when he was Chris Brinson, our Spurs fan, when he was like, he's like, we mentioned Europa, and he's like, "Oh, we're both through. I mean, you guys got a 3-goal lead, and we got a 2-goal lead. We're both through."
Yeah. I remember that specifically.
Not Luke.
And you had said,
and I
don't
said,
be so certain.
Oh, it was Kantak who was on, who said that, and I was like, no.
Don't be so certain. And I had mentioned the Liverpool win.
Yeah.
When they were down like 5 goals.
Yeah.
In the aggregate. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
That was Barcelona, right?
That was 2 years ago.
It was in the semifinals.
And then they went on to win. This has to be the worst whisk. It is broken twice on me. It may be decoration. I don't know. I pulled it out the top shelf. This is not my house. So
here's the fork. Come on, it's a whisk. You can make it work.
I know.
I can make that work. Come on. Just pierce your nose with it.
Hey Lolo, I need to grab a beer, so take over here for a few minutes.
Okay, no problem. Where are we at? What's going on? I haven't been even.
I'm gonna pose the question to Terry that we posed earlier, since he kind of missed out on. I'm interested in his take, but Terry, we talked about just in the past week. If you were to say that there's a winner or a loser of the week, whether it be a manager, a team, a player, anything like that. What's your thoughts on it? I mean, Leeds obviously winning in London for the first time in 1,100 days. It could be Tottenham because,
Sheffield.
Tottenham, Sheffield. But what's your take on a winner or loser for the week?
To be honest, my loser for the week is just Tottenham as a club. They've lost the North London derby, and then they've got booted out of Europe. So now they're in a position where, with their league position, they're going to struggle really to get a good position in the league as it is. They were sort of banking on the Europa League to salvage their season. Really, I know they've got the League Cup as well, but it's.
Did you guys happen to see today? Sorry to cut you off, but during the match, I think during halftime of today's match, they were doing their promoting the next game or whatever that was coming up, and they were talking about Tottenham, and they said Spurs are surging up the table. And I was like, oh, somebody made that a week
that
ago.
B-reel was done like 3 days ago.
Somebody made that reel a little too early. Anyway, I just love talking about Spurs like this.
And
they've just been so annoying all year.
Oh, mate, tell me about it. And a little bit of a left field one. My sort of winner of the week would be Chelsea.
They fucking played really well against Atletico.
It's not even
and
just
they
that,
shut them down.
It's the draw for the next round.
Yeah, they had a good draw too.
But they've got Porto, and then they've got the winner of Liverpool and Real Madrid. And Liverpool and Real Madrid are a shadow of the teams that they were last year and the year before.
Yeah.
Chelsea have got a very, very good chance of making the Champions League final. And
actually, they were really impressive. Against? I mean, Atletico looks shit, but
they got Porto.
They've got Porto, and then they've got the winner of Liverpool and Real Madrid. All the so-called stronger sides are in the other half of the of the draw. You've got City, PSG, Dortmund.
Yeah, PSG got Bayern. And you know who PSG and Bayern are two favorites, I would say.
That's going to be a hell of a matchup.
And City and Dortmund. Dortmund, I don't think stand a chance. I think my Bundesliga team is Dortmund. I don't follow it quite as closely
every year. They do. Like the amount of money that team puts into players, they should be fucking dominating in Europe, like City, and they just haven't.
And then they went out and got a top-class coach.
They have it. Like I like Pochettino. I think he's a good coach.
Oh, PSG.
But I think, I mean, when you've got like Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria, like that's a world-class front three.
It is, but their problem is they're playing very weak opposition. Week in and week out.
Oh no, absolutely.
By the time that they play in the Champions League,
they're not up to speed.
Used to playing at that level.
Yeah.
So they're comfortable, and then when they get to especially the latter stages of the Champions League, they need to step their game up, and they're not used to playing at that standard.
And that was Juventus with Porto. Same exact thing with Juventus and Porto. They didn't start playing until they didn't start
Porto
looking good until they went down a man. Or Porto went down, man.
And even then, they didn't look very. And they
still, with that much money and that much talent, like to let these little Portuguese guys.
I'm not gonna lie, Juventus look a weaker team since Ronaldo's there. Even
though he's getting his stats, the team just.
It doesn't matter. The Juventus look a weaker team in Europe since Ronaldo has joined them. They were way more solid. A much more cohesive team.
Yeah, Mike, I'm with you there, mate.
Yeah,
yeah. So Lolo, Mike Lucas says, as a Leeds supporter, you would love Man City to win the quadruple. Imagine how depressed the Man United supporters would be if that happened.
Exactly.
That's why I enjoyed Liverpool.
And then you would hear from them. You would hear from them all year. But we beat City. We beat City.
Yeah.
Manchester's red. They got the quadruple, but Manchester's red.
Get out of here with that moaning.
Fuck off. And us Arsenal fans going, London's red. We're doing the same thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, London's ready for we beat West Ham this weekend.
Dude, that's going to be a tough ask, man. That team,
just for
looking like you guys aren't going to have Saka for that, so that is going to be a tough ask.
But just for shits and giggles, did you see about Michail Antonio deciding to play for Jamaica?
Yeah.
And then not getting selected for the team?
What?
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't get selected.
Oh dear.
Maybe just for this round of.
Yeah, but come on.
Is that
because he's not gonna go to Jamaica over the weekend, you know?
Why not? It's a great time of year.
Yeah, why not?
Because he's in a freaking Champions League place battle right now. Like The dude, I'd be pissed off if
it wasn't his choice not to be selected. He chose to play for Jamaica, and then they didn't select him.
Was it too late?
What country? Who else would he choose to play for?
Well, England.
Oh, he didn't. He's not going to get. I mean, that's kind of already said,
of course he's not. Which is why he chose Jamaica. But it's kind of. It's going to be a little bit of a slap in the face to him.
Can I ask a question? And it's not going to be a very popular question. But I'm curious. Now, both players are very, very good. But why the dust up over Ollie Watkins getting chosen over Paddy Bamford?
Because it wasn't Bamford.
Because it wasn't Bamford. Is that the only reason?
That's it.
Because I mean, if Paddy could put more balls in the back of the net instead of over the net and on the side of the net and kick him with his wrong foot, he would have gotten chosen for the English team.
Has Watkins done that then? Because Bamford's got 4 more goals and 4 more assists, and he's in a team that's 3 positions below Villa. So
I'm not looking at stats. I'm just saying given the if Watkins had the opportunity that on, like, for instance, hold on. Now let me try and phrase this. Let me wrap my head around this because it's a little difficult here. If Watkins is on Leeds, what does he do for Leeds over what Bamford does for Leeds?
Not as much, because we wouldn't get the opportunities that we get because Watkins wouldn't do the work that Bamford does.
I don't know. Watkins does a lot of work.
I think Watkins does a lot of work.
He does, but he doesn't do the work Bamford does.
No, but I think he's just got that fucking. He's got that pace.
Mr. Tom, we're not talking statistics.
You sort of have to talk statistics.
I'm just saying, given if Ollie Watkins was on Leeds, would he have the same opportunities as Bamford? And Bamford gets a lot of opportunities, and I don't think he takes the most advantage of them.
I think what they're saying is
Watkins has had a lot of fucking chances this season, and he's not taken as much as Bamford.
No, they're both pretty similar players. I just think Watkins has that kind of rapid pace to him as well as the physicality. The Bamford.
Do you know why Watkins has been picked? In we're talking real. Is Gareth Southgate's a Villa boy?
Yeah.
So that's why he's been fucking picked. He's an Aston Villa guy.
Okay, that makes sense to me because I don't know that.
Watkins, if you
I barely know who Southgate is.
If you switch both players, if you put Bamford in the Villa team and Watkins in the Leeds team, and they had the same stats that they've got at the moment, so Watkins with less goals, less assists, everything, Bamford would get picked because he's in the Villa team. That's literally all it's down to. It's bullshit. And then he's talking in his press conference, talking about, the reason I picked Ollie Watkins is because he offers so much in the press. There's no better pressing centre forward.
Bamford's a good presser
in world football than Patrick Bamford. There's a reason that Marcelo Bielsa, who is the fucking innovator of pressing football, there's a reason that he wants Patrick Bamford and he won't have anyone else ahead of the man.
I don't know. I think
we could have signed
all of this makes sense to me. It just, when it was first brought up, it made I'm trying to figure it out. It's like Ollie Watkins is a pretty good player. So is Patrick Bamford.
Yeah, he is. I think
I
who would you have think that there's Bamford, Watkins, and Calvert-Lewin. Which two would you have?
Calvert-Lewin and Bamford.
Mark?
Man, it's tough. It's really tough. I'll be devil's advocate, and I would take Calvert-Lewin and Watkins.
Wow.
And maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm not. I don't know enough. I've only been watching for a year.
But I do think that Watkins just has that pace to his game that Bamford's missing.
Yeah, I think there's also a little more. I think there's also a little more physicality in Watkins.
Bamford's a strong fucking player. He has a lot of
physicality. He's not strong here.
I just think that Watkins has that raw pace that Bamford's missing.
I
That's the only reason I can think
Watkins
is that really what England are after though, when you've got the likes of Sancho and Sterling and all of that?
I'm just trying to be reasonable about this,
But
sure.
what we need to consider is they're all going to be playing second fiddle to Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, who's
we also mentioned that earlier.
But the thing with Harry Kane is the position Harry Kane plays in that England team. It's not about pace.
No,
he's full of pace around him. That's what that's the likes of Rashford and Sterling and all of them are for.
Which is also his game at Tottenham right now, where he's playing like the American version of quarterback. He's playing that like false 9/8.
Yeah, exactly.
Where he's just dictating play, playing those fucking beautiful balls forward, and he's dictating the play in midfield and center forward. Where he's bringing that physicality when he's not falling over like a little bitch.
Chris Baldwin. If Bamford was more clinical, the big hitters at the top of the league would be chasing him. Abso-fucking-lutely. I've seen him improve this season, but there are days where I watch Bamford and he doesn't know his left foot from his right foot.
He scored more goals than Jamie Vardy.
Lately in the last few weeks, the last month, he's in this new year, he's been playing great. But I have watched him miss ridiculous.
Yeah, but people forget about last season. Look
how many goals last season.
He's the fourth highest goal scorer in the division.
But how many sitters has he missed?
How many? Right. So when Mo Salah was top scorer last season, Mo Salah missed the most chances as well.
Go eat. Smash the like button. We're saying goodnight to Lolo. It's his anniversary. He's made skirt steak and he's got bacon wrapped asparagus and cake for his family. Thank you, Lolo. We're going to take it from here. We got another 19 minutes before we call it out. We got some good conversation going on here. And as Lolo would say, smash that like button.
All the best, mate.
Thank you guys for joining.
Are we done in like 20 minutes?
Maybe. I don't know. We can stay on as long as we like, but just saying, But
sorry about that, Mark. We got 19 minutes left.
What's that?
We have 18 minutes left.
That's what I was saying. Because of the anniversary, we're going to have a little short happy hour this year or this season, this day. But yeah, I don't. Where'd Mark go? Jesus Christ, we're losing everybody now. We're losing everybody now.
I'll be back in a sec.
I don't know. It's like, as far as it went, as far as like Bamford versus Watkins, I don't know enough to actually, or be in the mind of knowing that Southgate is a Villa boy. I have no idea.
Yeah, he played for Villa for years, Southgate.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Into the club.
And as far as being behind Harry Kane, you're right. There's nothing pressing. There's nothing. The team plays around him.
Yeah, 100%. Look, the other thing I made a point with the guys I was on tonight on our live stream was basically with the teams that we're playing in these next three fixtures, they're pretty weak. Like you're playing San Marino, Albania. I know Poland are a stronger side and whatever.
Right.
But would it have been the worst thing to leave Harry Kane out and give these other guys a go? We're like at the end of the day, we're playing for places in the European Championships at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have been the worst thing to Harry sit it out? We'll see what these other guys have got.
Right. And it's not like the team is concrete, right?
No.
This is you can get called up and get sit down. I'm not really sure how it works. Like I said, I'm just learning, how this works. And certainly when it comes to national teams and, Champions League and talking about championship, I don't, these are things that are kind of lost on me because I've been solely focusing on the Premiership.
Mm-hmm.
So now, when, we've got this international break and I'm actually like kind of curious, Portugal's team is they're going to win. I don't know.
You would say that as a Wolves fan.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, there's sure, why not? But, Jesus Christ. So, you imagine if the Wolves had Bruno Fernandes?
It makes me laugh though, because in England, like if you go to any of the bookies, England are favourites to win the tournament, and
they're always the favorite. They're always the favorite to win the tournament.
I don't understand that at all.
No,
we shouldn't. Like, I'd be happy if we get to the quarterfinals.
Sure.
That's honest. I mean,
don't get me wrong, but I seem to realize that like England doesn't really go beyond that. And the players that you would expect to do very, very well don't. Because you have a team filled with superstars that don't know how to play together.
Kane's a flat track bully.
What was that?
Kane is a flat track bully.
Yeah.
You watch him in the last World Cup where he played really well against the lower teams.
Panama.
He did fuck all against Colombia, and he did fuck all against Croatia.
All he done against Croatia was not fucking pass when he should have.
Yeah.
Right. I watched that game.
Oh.
Croatia crushed you guys. I mean, it wasn't like a massive score, but I seem to remember that you guys were completely outclassed.
It was what we had a head start basically with Trippier scoring that free kick as well.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But I've got a great video actually of that game. My missus was filming my reaction to the Trippier free kick. Obviously, I'm fucking mega excited at the time watching the game, and my first child, my daughter, she was, I don't know, she must have been about 4 months. So she's sitting in her little bouncy chair in front of the TV while I'm watching the game. And I've got a great video. My missus filming me on the sly when she's sitting across the way of the living room. And it was at that free kick, and I'm getting all excited. I'm on the edge of my seat. And then when it goes in, I go mad. And I scared the living hell out of my little daughter, and she's screaming the place down. It's hilarious. So it's a really good video.
I was in Heathrow. I'm flying back to New York that day, and I was sitting there watching the game, and I could only catch the first half before the flight was gone. And it was like 1-0 Trippier. It was all looking rosy, and I was like, oh, and they're looking pretty good. If I can get off the flight, look up straight onto fucking BBC Sport, checking out the footy, and it was like, oh shit, 2-1. And that was the day I was glad I wasn't in a fucking pub.
Because you would have gotten a fight.
Oh, there would have definitely been a fight.
Oh, mate. Watching football in pubs in England, there's a fight every fucking time.
Yeah. Now, the difference between is like in the States, we have we have multiple TVs and multiple games showing and multiple fans. In the pubs in England, is it just like they just show one match?
No, because they're on consecutively. You've got like the game, then you've got the next game, then you got the next game, but then all the fucking people who support these teams start fucking coming in, and they start shit talking each other and beer. And after like the 5 o'clock game, the beers hit that point where you're like,
sure,
fuck yourself.
Sure.
Yeah, and you get a lot of fucking idiots in England that are in the pubs that aren't even into football.
Yeah,
and they just want to get involved.
Yeah.
I remember when. Do you remember when Liverpool fucked up winning the title? It was when.
when Stevie G slipped. Stevie G slipped.
It was that year. But do you remember the week before that they played Crystal Palace, and I think they were 3-0 up.
Yeah.
And they ended up drawing 3-3. And I was just in the pub watching it with a few friends. None of us were Liverpool fans, and there was this old guy in there, and he was pissed out of his head. And he kept turning around and Palace scored the first goal, and I was like, "Oh fuck me!" This could get a bit nervy for Liverpool. Talking with my mates, and this guy is sort of giving me abuse as if I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm like, "Mate, it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care. Like, I'm not a Liverpool fan. I don't care." And then they scored the second one, Palace, and he's turning around. He's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Why is he celebrating?"
So I had the same kind of experience. You remember when the season Swansea got relegated?
Yeah.
And you remember when they played Liverpool?
Yes.
And they won?
Yeah.
So I'm in a pub in Cambridge with my best friend. I was back, like seeing family and friends, and we were like, all right, let's go to the pub, watch it. And Liverpool were like 1-0 up at the time. Everyone was like fucking rosy, blah, blah, blah. And then Swansea put that one in, and I'm sitting there going, oh shit, because you know I'm Welsh, and then Swansea's like my second team. I'm like, oh okay. And then they put the second one in, and I started chuckling. And all of a sudden, I had like fucking 8 dudes just going, what the fuck, mate? What the fuck? I'm like, go fuck yourselves.
It's ridiculous, mate.
Yeah, it's just like the fucking tribalism, man.
Right. So I have a question. You know, again, going back to someone that's very, very new to the sport and have only been watching Premier League, do the two of you pay as much attention to the Championship League as much as you do the Premier League?
Championship's a banging league.
Yeah,
I definitely do.
The Championship's the best league in world football. I stick by that even now.
It's the hardest league in.
Now, Terry, are you saying that because you know your team has just spent the last 16 years in it, or is this something you truly believe?
No, I truly believe it. It might be because we've been in it that long. I've seen a lot of the Championship, so I understand how good of a league it is and how tough of a league it is. I just think when people say they jump down my throat, I get it a lot with friends where I say, "Oh, the Championship's the best league in the world." No, they ain't. They ain't got the best players in the world. It's nothing to do with that. It's the best.
It's the hardest league. I think it's the hardest league in the world.
Yeah, at the start of the league, there's no way, no person in the fucking world can predict me, the top 2 and the bottom 3 any year.
No,
there's no way.
No.
Then you put in the playoff.
In 24 teams, no.
Barnsley only just stayed up last year. This year, very good chance they might go up. Like they're in the playoff positions at the moment. There's a very high chance that they're going to go up.
Well, I mean, shit, look at Derby for the last 5 years.
Sheffield Wednesday are going down.
But yeah, and Sheffield Wednesday are like a mainstay in the Championship.
Nottingham Forest were down there.
Yeah.
Burnley.
So it seems like a lot of people in the comments are in agreement with you all. So I've never watched a Championship League game. Oh. If there was a team that I should check out outside of Watford, Bournemouth, and Norwich, because they were in the Premier League last year, who should I watch?
Barnsley.
I would, I'd go for someone like Barnsley.
Barnsley play brilliant football. It's so entertaining.
Yeah.
They're very, very much in the mould of Leeds United, actually, the way they play.
They are, yeah.
They've actually got a lot of Leeds rejects and stuff. They've got Alex Mowat, Clark O'Dore, Arpo Halme. They've all been branched off from Leeds to them.
Also, Derby are always a good show to watch too.
Mr. Really Tom says I should just watch the playoff final. So it's the top 2 that get promoted, and then the next 4 then it's go into a playoff,
and
right?
5th to go into the playoffs.
Okay.
So 3rd will play 6th twice.
Sure.
Yeah, 6th.
Home and away, and 4th play 5th home and away, and then the winners of both go in the final.
Would the Premier League benefit from having like a playoff system for to go into Champions League?
Well, they're changing the entire structure.
Are they?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You've got the 3rd tier European competition come along. They're changing the coefficient system across Europe, which is going to look is actually looking pretty good for the Scottish League. Well, it's actually looking like they don't have to qualify for the Champions League instead. Like they're going to get an automatic place, which is huge for them.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think the playoff system would be a bad idea for in the Premier League for European qualification. Because, for example, teams like us this year, Wolves, Leeds, Arsenal, in the position we're in,
right?
If you like finish in the top 10, say, and then 10th, 9th, 8th, and 7th all playing a playoff to get the last position, that it would keep it so entertaining. Like there's something to play for all the way to the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it seems that it's always the same teams. That your top 4 in Premier League is filled with
pretty much
filled with New England Patriot teams who are just like circling in over and over and over.
Leicester had that season. They won the league, and then they went into Europe, and they did really well until they got to Atletico, and they were pretty unlucky against them. But apart from that, it's pretty much been Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man U, Arsenal, Liverpool, essentially like the top 6 in either Champions League or Europa.
Yeah.
Apart from that one fluke season.
Right.
I think that's all going to change though.
Yeah, I do.
You're sort of seeing it this year with
you look
like West Ham and Leicester have upset like that group and
definitely that solid top 6 has been dismantled because Tottenham, Arsenal are playing like shit. Honestly, they don't look like they deserve European spots. West Ham are playing well. Leicester are bringing it, and you're just like, you know what? It's good. It's a good shakeup.
And the likes of Wolves and Leeds, for example, and Villa. And teams like that,
Wolves are unlucky
not that far off of it. If they make the right improvements next season, they could sneak in there. You know what I mean? If these teams don't improve as well.
Well, look how close Wolves were last season.
Yeah. Well, Wolves
I'm kind of curious if we don't get the break with COVID, what the Wolves would have been able to do. But then I think there's like a half a dozen teams that could make that same claim.
Wolves had the best shout last season, and they got done because Arsenal won the FA Cup.
Well, what happened was that there was the last match of the season they played Chelsea and they got beat. Yeah. But prior to that, and I'll go back to the Chelsea game. Is like that game there was nothing to play for. There was absolutely nothing to play for, and I don't know who they played prior to Chelsea. But there was like a 92nd minute penalty.
Yeah.
I think it was on Dendoncker, but I'm not really sure. That caused them to lose that match.
Yeah, but
they had commandingly
and you would have finished above
and we would have finished in the top
Tottenham.
5.
You would have finished above Tottenham.
We would have finished the top, but then we lose that match. We drop the points, and then we play Chelsea, and the team is like, we have nothing to play for, so fuck off. We're just gonna do this, but we're not gonna do it.
Honestly, I think Tottenham finished like 2 points above you.
Yeah.
Where and they only got the Europa because Arsenal won the fucking FA Cup.
Yep. Exactly.
Whereas if you'd won that one game, you would have finished above them and been in Europe.
Mr. Tom says that if set pieces didn't exist in football, Leeds would be 10 points clear of Man City. Ha ha. And I think Mr. Mark and Terry and myself will continue that. You are dreaming, my friend. I think that's like a really interesting way to kind of end our happy hour. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when the fans come back.
Yeah,
absolutely. Home pitch means absolutely nothing without the fans. I can only imagine where Leeds would be with a home advantage of the fans.
Ellen Road
I've read, I've been told that it is a ridiculous place to play. And I can only frickin' imagine what that would be like. I think that fans back in the stadium for Leeds would probably push them at least 3 positions.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they're bringing fans in for the last 2 or 3 games of the season, which could be huge, which could be massive for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for I can't see however many fans are joining us on this. We really thank you for joining us straight from the Leeds Fulham match to join us for happy hour, to watch Lolo cook on his anniversary for his wife. It was really cool. However many of you out there, please hit that like button. Let us know you're out there. For those of you who have, we really do enjoy the support.
Yeah, definitely.
We certainly couldn't do it without you. I think somewhere our newscast might be posted. Saul, thank you very much for joining us. He's one of our Patreon supporters. We really love that guy. He's even extended an offer for us to come to to come to Sydney and visit him. Bremer's Ghost and Villa Martin Fun and Mr. Tom and all the guys, so many more that I can't even begin to mention. The Karen C who's with us. Terry, thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate you. We haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. I wish we had more time. I'd ask you how your visit to your father-in-law, your grandfather-in-law was. Mark, thank you for joining us. You're a much better man than that lederhosen wearing motherfucker Matt Kantak. And if you're watching, Matt, we got you. So at this point, with just a few seconds left, I just want to say, Mr. Producer, walk me out.